I want an appetizer, a tapas, or a little bite that's something a little different that maybe we've never done before, but still is not like way out there. So today we're getting salty and sweet. Yum. And quite frankly, every recipe includes some sort of bacon. Yay! Bacon, 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 bacon. So if you don't like bacon, I'm so sorry. Today is not your day. It is not your day. So I actually have 4 recipes for you. 4 to choose from. So wholly up to you. You ready? Good morning, Mary. Okay, you ready? So what's cooking on Cindy's Kitchen today? Today, it's all about little bites. And we're gonna start with a yummy little bite called apple cinnamon bacon bites. Apple cinnamon bacon bites, so good. All right, so first thing you're gonna need is some bacon, right? Hello. I would suggest you get the thinner bacon, right? So I've got the bacon here, and then cut it in half. I already used half, can you tell? So the thin bacon is what you want. Don't get the thick cut. Although, you know what my favorite bacon is? My favorite bacon is the bacon that has the black, it's a thick cut, and then it has black pepper on the outside. So good. Anyway, so thin bacon. And then you want to cut it in half because you're only going to use half pieces at a time, okay? Then it has an apple in the name, doesn't it? So we're going to need some apples. I love bacon too. Have to see the oral surgeon. Okay, Joanne, we'll see you later. Have a good dentist appointment. Okay. I have 2 different apples for you to choose from. Actually, 3. This is a Fiji. This is, I think, a Gala. And then this is a Granny Smith. Really depends on what your taste is. I'm probably going to go, I think I'm going to go with the Gala. Okay? These are all sweet. The Granny Smith is a little tart. So if you want to go really sweet or you want the little tart piece, either way, wholly up to you. I almost killed us. That was bad. I'm gonna use the what did I say this was? If this is the Fiji, this is the Gala. It's a Gala. Okay, so now what we're gonna need to do is make some apple slices. You know, normally I have everything chopped up, but I wanted to do it in front of you so you can see everything. So I have my apple. I already took the sticker off. This one has a sticker. Remember I told you that they make these stickers so that you can eat them? I'm not there yet. I'm not eating the paper just yet. Hey, Tim, we've never seen you on our show. Welcome, glad you're here. Okay, so we've taken our thin bacon, cut it in half. Now we have our apple, and we're gonna cut in, you can cut it in whatever size slices you want. I'm gonna cut, so see what I did is I cut the sides off the apple so that I have these, right? And then I'm gonna cut these. You can core it any way you want to and cut it anyway. So this is my discard. See, that's my discard. And now I have 2 of these and I have 2 of these. Yay! All right, I'm gonna just take these pieces and cut them in half. So now you can see the kind of slices I'm looking for. You see? About that thin. What is that? 1/4 inch? Something like that. If you want to peel your apples, you go, oh, I really like apple peel. You certainly can do that. It's a lot more work. And you know how I feel about a lot more work. Morning, Cheryl. So I cut those. I'm going to cut this one. And then on these bigger ones, see like this? I'm just going to cut so that they are, I'm just gonna cut down so that they're the same kind of slice, okay? So here's the one I haven't cut yet. You're gonna take your knife and cut like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at me. Okay, so they're all about yay size. Got it? About 1/4 inch. Now, the magic starts. Take your apples and put them in a bowl. Bowl, got my bowl. All right, so now that we have our apples, good morning, Sue, good to see you. Hi, Susan, good to see you. This is like the magic bowl in the kitchen. I don't know how you grew up, but one of my favorite breakfasts growing up, and I've told this story before, is cinnamon toast. Now, back then you didn't buy cinnamon toast. There was no bread that already had the cinnamon and the sugar in it. you wanted cinnamon toast, you had to make it. You got a piece of sandwich bread, you put the butter on it, and then you sprinkled cinnamon and sugar. And you didn't buy it already mixed up. But my mother always had a container of cinnamon sugar already mixed up. And that's what I've done in this. This is a sugar bowl, right? But inside, I've gone ahead and made a mixture, look at that lovely mixture, of cinnamon sugar, okay? And I just keep this on the countertop. And that way, if we wanna make cinnamon sugar toast or cinnamon sugar on anything, we already have it mixed up. If you need to mix up cinnamon and sugar, I usually say it's 1 teaspoon of cinnamon to 3 tablespoons of sugar. It's a good mix. You don't want to get too much cinnamon because then you get a bite without the sweet. So anyway, you just dump that in your sugar bowl or whatever container you want to use, and then you've got it to use. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do for my apples though is put a little lemon juice on them. Why do we put the lemon juice on there? All right, so apples have a lot of sugar in them. We know this because they're very sweet. And so what happens is when the apples, that sugar, just squirt. If you have a real lemon, use a real lemon. Remember I cut myself the other day? I'm a little nervous about squeezing a lemon today. So I'm just using the plastic thing that you can find in the produce section. Anyway, as soon as that sugar hits the air, that oxygenation hits, whoo, and things start happening, and the apple turns brown. Very similar to like the guacamole, right? The avocado, you cut it, and as soon as you cut it, then things start turning a wrong color. And we don't want that, especially if we're serving this as an appetizer to someone else. Okay, we have our lemon juice on here, and now we're gonna put maybe a teaspoon or more, 2 teaspoons, how about that? Because I just used 1 apple of cinnamon sugar. We're gonna toss that in, can you see? Oh, yum, already smells like apple pie. Yum, yum, and yum. And here's the cool thing. There's already like a juice in here. The lemon juice, the juice from the sweet apple, and then you put that on there. Oh, yum, yum. Okay, here we go. This is the easy part. I've got a baking sheet, any baking sheet you have. Now I've put parchment paper on here. You can either do parchment paper or you don't have to. I just find the cleanup is a little easier. Some people, and if you want to do this, it's fine. Let me see if I have one right here. Ooh. Okay. So some people have a little rack like this, and you can put the rack on top, see, like that, and then things aren't sitting in bacon grease. The grease goes to the bottom. So wholly up to you, doesn't really matter. You can either do just the baking sheet, you can do the baking sheet with a piece of parchment paper, or you can use a little rack. See, it has the little bumps at the edge, so it stands up just about that much, okay? And that way, your grease drips down and you're not eating the grease. We had cinnamon sugar bear shaker growing up. Oh, I didn't have one of those. We had cinnamon sugar bear too. Gosh, I feel left out. Okay, so we have our apples that have a little lemon juice and cinnamon and sugar on them. Now we're gonna take our piece of bacon. This is how easy this is. Thin sliced half, right? So we've taken our bacon, we've cut it in half. We have a half a piece of thin sliced bacon, and we just take one of our cinnamon sugar apples and we roll it in the bacon. Now, I'm gonna start on one side. See, I'm gonna start on one side. I'm gonna go up and over, kind of go at an angle so that I'm all the way there. See? There we go. Bacon wrapped apple, okay? Now you think we would be finished. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let me get one more thing. I'm so sorry. You think I'd be prepared after doing this day in and day out, right? You're gonna need one other little bowl. Take your cinnamon and sugar and put maybe a tablespoon in the bowl. We're not gonna be able to reuse this, but there you go. All right, a little cinnamon sugar in the bowl. There you go, see, like that? Now, take your bacon wrapped apple and give it a twirl in the cinnamon sugar. So now the apple has cinnamon sugar and the bacon has cinnamon sugar. Look at that. Yum! And then we're gonna put that on the rack. So let's do that again, slow-mo. Whoa, bacon. No, not slow-mo. Okay, we take our apple. Again, if you don't like the peel, you certainly could peel it first. We're gonna, do I have 2 pieces of bacon or 1? Hold on, I have 2 pieces of bacon. It's so thin, it's kind of hard to see where the slices are. one thing I don't like separating bacon. Okay, here we go. So we'll start on one end. We're wrapping the apple. We're kind of going at a little angle. See how we're going? So that we cover the apple. Apple is covered all the way. Then we're gonna take our bacon wrapped apple, our bowl of cinnamon sugar. We're gonna lay them in there. Ooh, turn them around, and just make sure all sides of your bacon have cinnamon and sugar on it. And then again, lay it on the baking sheet. Okay, that's it for recipe 1. How cool is that? That's recipe 1. Do I get a woohoo? Are you excited about bacon wrap apples? Are you a little concerned about bacon wrap cinnamon apples? Tell me your thoughts. Tell me, have you had this before? Is this a yummy thing that you think, oh my gosh, I've already had this and it's great? Or are you going, I'm uncertain? Let me know as we move on to recipe 2. Now, recipe 2 is almost identical to recipe 1. Good morning, Nancy. How are you? Almost identical to recipe 1. We're gonna do the exact same things. We're gonna cut up our apples that we did. We're gonna put some lemon juice on and sprinkle them with cinnamon and sugar. We have our thin sliced bacon in a half, right? We have half a piece. The only difference in this recipe, woohoo, there we go. That looks so good. I like that too. Thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Okay, yum. That's a good thing. I know. I need feedback. What can I say? So if you were born or lived in Wisconsin, I probably said it wrong, Wisconsin. Do you say that? People from Wisconsin, do they go Wisconsin? Is there an in there? I'm not certain. Anyway, if you were born in Wisconsin, oh, you've had it, Linda. Oh, good, good. I'm glad. Then you're a cheese hound, right? So everything has cheese on it. I had never had apple pie with cheese on it, and I was like, there is no way. That is just yuck. But actually, not yuck. So, for any of you who are from Wisconsin, lived in Wisconsin, really like cheese, this is for you. Now, I cheated. You can just buy a block of sharp cheddar or mild cheddar, whatever you want. I cheated. I got this thing. Look at this. It's a thing. It's almost like a Lunchable in like a butter shake. And you open it up. Look at that. It looks like butter. Doesn't it look like butter? But instead, look at it has squares. Squares o' cheese. Look at that. So now, the size of our apple is about half of that square. So I'm just gonna cut the square in half. See, I cut the square in half. We're gonna do the exact same thing that we did on the other. We're gonna take our bacon. We're gonna take a piece of, well, let me do the apple first. We're gonna take our apple. We're gonna put a piece of cheese on the top of the cinnamon apple. Ooh, it's good, it's good. Then we're gonna take our bacon and repeat just like we did on the other ones, right? We're gonna start on one end, go kind of at an angle, you're watching me, right? Until we've covered up all of the apple. And just like the other one, we're gonna take our bowl of cinnamon sugar and we're gonna make sure that our bacon is covered in cinnamon sugar as well. Yum, okay? Now, when you bake this, remember where the cheese is. There's the cheese. No, wait, there's the cheese. And really, it's better to have cheese side up. Okay, so let's do that one more time. Slow motion. No. Okay, so here's our piece of bacon. It's always hard on these thin slices. Okay, apple that has lemon, cinnamon, and sugar. Half a piece of our square, or however big you want to cut it, right? Set that on top. You see? Apple, cheese. Definitely going to do the cheese one. Yeah, see, a lot of people like that. Okay, Tina, good morning. Gosh, I don't think I've seen you on here either. Welcome, glad you're here. So now we have our cinnamon sugar apple, we have our cheese on top, and again, we're gonna take our half a piece of bacon slice, and we're gonna wrap it just like that. Then, in our bowl with cinnamon and sugar, and we're gonna ensure that all the sides of our bacon are rolled in cinnamon sugar, and it's going on our rack. Cheese side up. Cheese side up. Okay, now that looks all lovely. There we go. But let's say it's last minute. Oh, I'm sorry. And these only bake like 10 minutes. 375, bake them for about 10 minutes. You want your bacon crispy, right? You just don't want it raw. You don't really have to flip them. You're just watching them to crisp up the bacon. The apple will be a little soft, but it will retain its crunchiness, which is what you want. You want the sweet crunchy, and then the bacon, and then the ooey gooey cheese on that particular one. And then of course you're gonna have the yummy cinnamon sugar, right? This lady makes me smile. Well, thank you. I hope it's me when you say this lady, Kim. All right. However, let's assume for a moment that you say, I'm in a big hurry, and I do not have time for that bacon to cook. Because some of these recipes that if you look on this particular thing, I mean, there's 8,000 recipes that tell you how to make this. But a lot of them will tell you to pre-cook your bacon until it's almost done. Okay, that is way too much work for me, and I am not pre-cooking just so I can cook again. That being said, bacon by itself is cheaper than what I'm gonna tell you I did. You can buy pre-cooked bacon, fully cooked, pre-cooked bacon. Now it's more expensive and it only comes with, I don't know how many pieces are in here, 10 pieces, okay? And 10 pieces of this is kind of pricey. Well, I don't know, like $2.50. So maybe about the same. But it's pre-cooked, look at that. But it's a little wussy, but it's still good. You can stick this in the microwave for like 15, 20 seconds and go, you can eat the whole package. Nobody would know. Buy it, eat it, you're good. Okay. So what you could do, even though it's not as flimsy, right? You could take your apple slice, so we'll do one of each, right? Take your apple slice, and we're still gonna cover our bacon all the way around, right? And we're still gonna dunk it. It won't, the brown sugar doesn't hold as well onto a pre-cooked because there's none of that kind of icky juice. On these, you may need to take a toothpick to hold that on because it doesn't really stay on as well as the raw bacon, okay? So that's what we got. That will only cook for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Poof, you're done. So let's do one of those with the cheese. Pre-cooked bacon, apple slice. Oops, I need cheese. I just keep licking my fingers, I know. It's a good thing I'm not cooking for you. You would be going, stop licking your fingers. But it's okay. I'm cutting my cheese in half. I cut the cheese. No. Piece of cheese. Got my apple. Slice of apple on top of the cheese. Pre-cooked bacon. Wrapping it all the way around. Wrap. A little run through the cinnamon sugar. And maybe a toothpick just to hold this all together, okay? Because it just doesn't lay flat. Where's the cheese? Cheese is on the other side. So I'm gonna put the toothpick this way, okay? And then that goes on the rack, okay? So those cook, because I don't really, should cinnamon sugar go to waste? No. And that's it. So you can do the bacon ones, cook them for about 10 minutes, 375, or you can cheat and do the fully cooked bacon, and quite frankly, about 5 minutes. Maybe even not that. Just keep an eye on it. You just want the bacon to crisp up. You want the cheese to get a little ooey gooey, and you'll be able to tell, right? So we're gonna stick these in the oven. Again, preheat your oven to 375, okay? All right, I'm gonna put this away because now we're gonna do the other one. Would you give me a plate? Okay, now, you ready? That was the apple cinnamon bacon bites. What am I doing next? Okay, I'm just gonna put our bacon, our cinnamon sugar, and our apples away, okay? So these are gonna go to the side. Yum. Oh, let me tell you this. Let's assume for a moment that you wanna mix it up. Let's mix it up. And you don't necessarily want to use apples, or you don't like the apples, or they're not on sale. Or again, like I said, you just want something different, use a pear. I love pears, and I think sometimes we forget the lonely pear, but great flavor. I think pears are wonderful. They have green ones, they have red pears. The red pears are very good. And then see, there's that little label that you can eat that I'm still not eating. Okay, so you make your choice. A sweet kind of red apple, a tart green apple, or go for something different and do the pear, right? And so that kind of sounds a little bit more hoity-toity. So if you were having a party, you might say, what is that? Oh, those are cinnamon sugar bacon pear wraps or whatever, right? Pear sounds like a little more snooty than it's an apple, right? Apple sounds like this is what you put in your kid's lunch. A pear is a little more da-da-da-da. So there you go. Okay, next recipe. This one is a little bit more hoity-toity. Hoity-toity, I say to you. And it's hoity-toity because we're using some ingredients that you might be going, really? But I said everything had some kind of bacon in it. This is kind of a bacon, kind of a ham, but here we go. We're actually using prosciutto. Now, prosciutto is like a, it's an Italian kind of bacon ham. Gosh, the magical bacon ham or sausage animal. Remember when Homer Simpson used to say that? And this is the prosciutto di Parma. It's a particular type from a particular region. So you can see, it's very thinly sliced. You can see that it looks like bacon, right? But it's not smoked, but it is. This is not raw. This is you eat. So it's cured, so you can go ahead and eat it. You see how thin it is? And it comes in these lovely thin stripes. I just got this in the deli section of my grocery store. Okay, we're also gonna need some brie. I just got the big wheel, the big container. We had used it the other day, so I used half when we made, I don't know, something in, what did we make? Something in puff pastry. I'm always putting brie in puff pastry. So this is what I have left. I have a half. Remember that when you're using your brie, if you've never used brie before, it has this white coating on the outside. Can you see? You can eat the white coating. It's perfectly safe. It's not like it's a rind that you must cut away. You can perfectly eat that, okay? So we're gonna use prosciutto, and I'm gonna say it like you know who. Prosciutto. We're gonna use prosciutto, and we're gonna use some brie. Oui, oui, to the brie, okay? We're gonna use baby arugula. Again, I had to get a big box to get any baby arugula. This is like arugula, but, except I can't keep the lid open. See how little the leaves are? Arugula is a great green. It's one of my favorite salad greens because it has this like peppery taste. You know, like you added pepper to the lettuce already. So it's not what I consider like bitter. Sometimes when you get like a box of greens, I think it tastes bitter, and I don't like that. This has like a nice peppery bite, but it's still yummy. So we're using prosciutto, we're using brie, we're using baby arugula, and we're using the Granny Smith. See, apples and bacon. I'm taking the sticker off because we're not eating this sticker, okay? Again, I'm gonna slice up, but this one's not gonna have any cinnamon on it. This, we're just slicing. Ooh, I almost cut myself again. Bad, Cindy. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the apple just like I did the last time, just so that we have some decent slices. Okay, see my decent slices? About the same size as they were a while ago. A while ago. That's not even a word. A while ago. Good Lord, I've been in the South too long, haven't I? Okay, so those are about the size of the Granny Smiths. Now remember, the Granny Smiths have a little tart bite, which is a good thing. All right, so here we go. Oh, now we have our brie. I'm gonna cut a strip of brie this way, okay? I'll show it to you as soon as I cut it. And I'm gonna cut it about the same width. There we go. See that long slice I cut? About the same width that I cut my apples. Look at that. Yum. I would just eat that. Wait. That's what it looks like. All right. I'm gonna cut the piece of brie about the size of the apple. So here's my apple slice. Here's I cut my brie. See how it sits on top? So pretty. This is very easy. Ready? We got our apple, we have our brie. We're gonna put on 2 pieces of baby arugula. Little baby arugula. Look at that. You can do it this way. so you can see the prettiness of the green leaves. Look how pretty that is. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay? Now we're gonna take our prosciutto. All right. This one is kind of funky, but I gotta hold it. All right, so we're gonna wrap it just like we did. I gotta hold it with one. We're gonna wrap it just like we, except I can't hold it. There we go. Okay. Over the top, and then we're gonna come kind of at an angle, right? All the way around. Yum. Oops, a piece came off. Oh no, a piece came off. And there we go. Now, if you want, for decoration purposes, it doesn't need it, but like if you have colored toothpicks, you can do a regular toothpick. Just so everybody knows that it goes together, you can stick a toothpick right in through there, make a whole tray, and there you go. Look how easy that is. All right, let's make one more, just so you have it down. Apple slice. Piece of brie. This one's a little long, but it's about the same size. 1 or 2, doesn't matter. Up to you. Pieces of arugula. You say, I don't want the arugula on there. This is Cindy's kitchen. When you make it, it's your kitchen. Okay, arugula on there. See? Apple, cheese, green. It's like a little salad. A perfect salad because it has like bacon on it. Okay, hold on. There's actually a piece of film that separates each lovely piece. I wish I'd have known that. Look at that. And then I take off the plastic. Had I known that, the first piece would have been so much easier, but no. Okay, see? La 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 la. Look how paper thin that is. Oh, it's so good. Except it's so thin, I just ripped it again. Okay, you ready? We're taking our lovely apple, our brie, and our arugula. Let's drape that over there. Obviously, I'm not an artist. And over the top. There we go. You can stick the toothpick in if you want, and poof, right? And then you put it on your tray. But it would not be a good show unless I tasted it. So here we go. You're gonna want this one. Okay, so for me, perfect bite. That tartness of the apple is awesome. And then you got that ooey gooey creamy brie. I love brie. A little bit of pepper, not a whole lot from the arugula. And then that salty prosciutto on the outside. Perfect bite. Oh my gosh, perfect bite. Anybody want to try this? And a bite, and a bite. Who will make this? Tell me. Who will make these? You want it. Okay. Those are the 3 that are the, oh my gosh, with the apples and the bacon. Let me just keep eating prosciutto. It's like bacon. And there's nothing better than bacon. I love bacon. It's that time in the show when I have to tell you, if you like any of the recipes that we make on Cindy's Kitchen, please go to our YouTube channel, also called Cindy's Kitchen. Gosh, that's hard to remember, right? And all the recipes are right there on the little pull-down menu. So easy to find, and you can watch, we have 69 YouTube videos. When we add today's video, that will make video number 7. On every one of the videos, 70, 69 to 70, I can't even count. On almost every video, I make at least 2 recipes. Sometimes 3, 4, 5, and 6, just depends. So even though there are 70 videos, there are probably 170 recipes. Oh my gosh, 170 recipes. How can we keep going? All right, last thing we're gonna do. You know what, let me ask this. I'm gonna get it, and then I'm gonna ask you a question, a favor. If you like any of our shows, would you please, I know, don't they look great? Oh wait, let me see who's gonna make them. Cheryl said, Linda, Annette, Beverly, Marla, Carol. Okay, so if you make them, make sure you contact me, send me a message on Facebook, and let me know if you like them. Oh, I think they're yummy. So do me a favor, if you like any of the shows, like there was one show you're watching on Facebook and you particularly liked it, the recipe was great, would you share the video on your Facebook page? That's all I ask. Just hit the share button, it'll go on your Facebook page. And then if you have any family or friends that you think would love these easy recipes, poof, there we go. All good, all good. I already mentioned YouTube, thank you very much. Okay. The last thing did not get 2 thumbs up from me. There's a recipe that has been online, and a fairly famous non-chefy woman who I love all her recipes, I'm not gonna say who it is, put out this recipe. And of course, as soon as anybody like that does a recipe, there's 84,000 copycats. So that being said, even though there were 84,000 copycats, the recipe was all the same. So it was her recipe. So should I give her credit? I might, but then I don't want to do that because I didn't think it was overly jazzy. It was good, but it wasn't like I took a bite of this one and I'm like, oh my gosh, good. But I think it would be a nice thing to have if you just need a lot of appetizers. So here it is. You take a club cracker. You know club crackers, right? The little sweet crackers. You take a cracker and you take some Parmesan cheese. Now this is shaved Parmesan cheese. I've showed you this before, right? So it's like it has these, it's shaved. It's very pretty and tastes lovely. Okay? You take the cracker. Let me take one out just so you can see. Crackers. You take out a club cracker. I love these. I can eat the whole sleeve. What about you? Are you a club cracker or a saltine? I like the saltines when I'm sick. And that's only because that's what Mom used to give me when I was sick, saltines. You're supposed to suck the salt off and then eat it because it was good for your stomach. So I like saltines when I'm sick. But club crackers, I just can sit and eat the whole sleeve. I love club crackers. And I love everything on club crackers. That being said, you take the club cracker. You put a little Parmesan on the top of the club cracker. See how this goes? There we go. Parm on top of the club cracker. Now you take the bacon. I'm not gonna do it. But just like we did before, you take the bacon and you wrap it all the way around the cracker and the cheese. Okay? Got that? Then you've done this with the club cracker and the parm. Okay, Linda, tell me what you thought. Because it may just be my take. No, it was not Trisha Yearwood. And Ritz crackers. Oh, I love Ritz crackers too. You wrap it in bacon. You preheat your oven to 250 degrees. So that's really low. 250 degrees. You put it on a baking sheet, maybe on a rack, whatever. And you bake it for, the instructions on everybody's said 2 hours. If I'd have baked these for 2 hours, we'd have burnt stuff. We did an hour and a half. I did an hour and a half on these. And so, here you go. Right? That's what it looks like in my serving dish. Can you see? Now, if I was serving this, I might have, right when it came out of the oven, I might have taken a little bit more shaved parm. Look, see if I did it this way. There we go. And see, I would put that on my little table or my buffet because that looks a little nicer. All right, so what you're left with once they come out, I was very skeptical because I'm thinking, won't the crackers soak up all the grease and be yucky? That's what I was thinking. Chicken and a biscuit. Oh, that's Philip's favorite. I do like chicken and a biscuit. You really liked it. Yeah, it is a little messy to make. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I'll take that. There it is. So the club cracker you would think would be all soggy, right? From cooking in the bacon. The bacon's crisp. Hour and a half in there. But there you go. So I'm gonna take a bite and then I'm gonna tell you what it's like. Okay. I don't know if you heard, but it's still crunchy. Like the cracker is still crunchy. And then of course the bacon's crunchy. I don't know how that works. All that bacon grease on that cracker, and the cracker wasn't soggy at all. It's still crunchy, so I like that. I don't know if there's not enough parm on there, but the bacon flavor is so overwhelming, which is not a bad thing. I really don't taste the parm at all. So I might change like to a cheddar. something that's got a little bit more bite so you could taste it. Linda, did you make the parm too? Anyway, it's good. It's crunchy. It's yummy. It's just not wow. But it doesn't take, I mean, you know, you wrap the crackers and you stick them in for 2 hours or an hour and a half. I just keep an eye on them. But it's a nice addition to the buffet table. I'm gonna give it 1 thumb up. 1 thumb. The prosciutto, brie, apple, and arugula bites, if I had 8 thumbs, I would give it 8 thumbs up. That's what I would have. Did Philip have a nice birthday? He had a great birthday. I made him dance yesterday. I pulled up the song, you know, from the Beatles. They say it's your birthday. Na 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 na. I made him get up and dance. So we were all in the living room dancing with the old guy. It was his birthday. And then he had to take Cassie to a doctor's appointment. And so then they had lunch. And then I think then that afternoon he played Dungeons and Dragons with Katie. And then we all went to dinner last night. So yes, it was a lovely day, I think. Okay, Linda. Gouda. Oh, now that sounds good, Marla. Gouda. I might try it with Gouda. Because I think you'd really, especially if you use smoked Gouda. Smoked Gouda on there. Oh, Marla, you've given me great ideas. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so what do we make? Let's go backwards. We did the club crackers with a little parm wrapped in bacon, 250 degrees for an hour and a half. Hour and a half. There you go. And if you want to decorate it before you serve it, put another little extra bit of parm on top, put it in your serving dish, and poof, out you go. I do think your guests will like them, okay? Unless they eat this other stuff first. I'm just saying. All right, then we did my favorite with the toothpick. There you go. Although this is the one I ate. Let's do the one I ate. There we go. The prosciutto di Parma, very thinly sliced. You need about, however many pieces. Each package had 6 slices in it, okay? And you need a whole slice. Granny Smith apple, the green one. Brie, yummy. Cut in a slice to fit on top of the apple. A little bit of arugula, wrap the whole thing up. Yum. It's a great lunch. I would just eat that for lunch. I would. You got meat, you got cheese, you got greens. It's perfect. Perfect. It's a perfect food. Smoked Gouda is yummy. Okay. And then finally, we're going in a backwards direction. So let me show you this one. This was the cinnamon and sugar that we did with no cheese. Okay? And this was the pre-cooked bacon. Remember I had the pre-cooked bacon? So let me taste one of these. I gotta take the thing out. Very hot. Very, very hot. Oh my. Oh my. It took a while to hit. I got too excited. Okay. I'm dying. Hold on. Okay. That is awesome. The cinnamon sugar. The apple is softened just the tiniest of bits. And the crunchy bacon. OMG. So good. Okay, so that's that one. Where's the one with the cheese? Okay, here's the one with the cheese. And the cheese is totally melted. Like, you can't see it. It totally melted on there. Ready? Okay. The cheese totally changes the taste. That's the oddest thing, isn't it? I still get the salty bacon. I still get the sugar and cinnamon. But that cheese on there takes it to the next level. It cuts the sweetness. So like the first one was like, oh, sweet and salty. This one, it's sweet, but it's like a mellow sweet. And then the crunchy, salty bacon. Yum. Okay. Now these, is this a lovely, oh wait, I gotta take this off. Is this a lovely plate? I call it the smile plate. Doesn't it look like it, oh, we gotta do it this way. Doesn't it look like it's got a smile? This is the plate I eat when we do sausage and sauerkraut and potatoes or brats. We put the sausage here, and we put the potatoes and the sauerkraut there. Isn't it a pretty bowl? I love this bowl. Okay, so let's do one. Okay, this one has no cheese. Nope. This one has cheese. Ready? Now, on this one, oh, so good. The bacon is not as crispy. This is one we used actual real live bacon. It's not like the other one is fake bacon. It's just already cooked. So it's not as crispy, but it's cooked. And the apple is so much softer because we had to cook this longer to make sure the bacon was cooked. It is an awesome flavor. Awesome flavor. Okay, so let me go. Which is the other one? This is the other one. Okay, ready? Okay, so just like the other one, the cheese mellows out the overly sweet of the apple. And the apple, it's just soft enough. It still has a little bit of bite to it, but it's softened way up. So for tapas, National Tapas Day, or Little Bites. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you learned some things, maybe got some ideas. The other thing is, let me tell you on Little Bites, they're not just for parties. Make a little bite to start your dinner with. I mean, I think it's a little exciting and it kind of dresses up your dinner. Surprise your family or your spouse or your significant other. Or quite frankly, make a batch of these and this is what you have for lunch. I think it's awesome. I'm so happy that you joined us today. From my kitchen to your kitchen, I hope your kitchen is filled with a yummy taste of sweet and salty little bites today. We will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Have a great day.